Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Hi, how's about that Speaker God Warrior? Hello.
Oh, you mean Trump's dirty little Johnson? Yeah, let's talk about that Trump little Johnson, shall we?
Hopefully Lauren Boebert will give him a hand. All right, I know, everyone's done the joke, but I had to go. Okay.
You stop. Lauren Boebert's the only member of the GOP caucus willing to reach across the aisle and give out jobs.
Hey. By the way, thank you to someone that posted the picture of Hal teabagging me from 2011, to which I then quote tweeted and put the Boeberting demonstration from 2023. You're welcome, America.
Once upon a time, Stephanie, that would have kept you from being on the Supreme Court. Not anymore.
Someone tweeted, well, now neither of you can be a senator.
Hey, by the way, Merry Flipmas, everybody. Merry Flipmas to one and all. Flip Jenna, Flip Chesbro, and Cracked Lady 2.
Yay.
Flip Meadows.
Yay.
Rudy, we're coming for you. Merry Flipmas.
I know, it has been a festive week for that.
If I was Trump, I'd be nervous. If I was Rudy, I'd be drunk.
Can I just say, you're the trials of comb over Caligula. You have been named America's Poet Laureate.
Yep.
Your Dr. Seuss Trump trial bit from Sexy Liberal. I mean, oh my God. Worth the $20 right there. Just that.
I have to. That's all for the guy trying to kill us for the insurance money. You know, I showed up and I told the TV crew and I told the stage crew, if this is too complicated to do a slideshow with 100 slides while I'm doing a poem, we don't have to do it. And Ron made me do it, and it was such a great crowd. I'm so glad we did. It was such a riot.
You were fantastic as always. Well, back to Mike Johnson. You said deeply Christian Mike Johnson willing to bear false witness if it means throwing out millions of American votes to help his actual savior, Donald Trump. I mean, this guy is legitimately scary. You know, I mean, that's the thing. He's, as we said yesterday, he's Jim Jordan, but just less shouty and wears a jacket.
Yeah, he's Jim Jordan with access to a sports coat. Look, I mean, I keep bringing it back to 25 years ago, 25 years ago, you have a right-wing Speaker of the House who leaves in disgrace. The guy they think is going to replace him got totally derailed. So they say in a panic, hey, let's go for the quiet guy in the corner, the totally inoffensive, unobjectionable, quiet guy.
Yeah.
And that guy was Dennis Hastert.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the baggage this guy's going to bring. Democrats, start your fundraising.
Yeah.
Not just one of the most arch-conservative speakers in history, the least experienced speaker since the Civil War, election denier, spread the lies about Dominion voting machines that were rigged by Hugo Chavez that Fox News had to pay $750 a bill for. And again, I've gone through this guy's record. I can't find a single actual teaching of Jesus that Trump's Johnson has ever fought for. He's one of these American evangelical supremacists. His religion is putting women in jail for something the Bible doesn't forbid and pretending he's better than everyone else.
And you retweeted Mark Jacob, who said, here's House Speaker Mike Johnson in 2003 denouncing the Supreme Court for throwing out sodomy laws. Johnson said states have the right to criminalize homosexuality and even suggested the government should be allowed to ban any sex outside of marriage. He is a Christo-fascist. I mean,
oh, yeah. I mean, and of course, you know, sodomy refers to a disgusting, unholy thing engaged in by men with men or by men with spectacular, wonderful, understanding, awesome women. And this guy's hard drive has got to be a nightmare. The Oppo research on this fellow, we're going to learn so much about this new speaker. Trump's little Johnson is going to be very exposed very soon.
Here's a sliver of hope. Our friend Allison Gill says the current Congress is out as of January 3rd, 2025, 3 days before the certification of the 2024 election results. We must ensure Mike Johnson is not Speaker of the House during the certification of what will be Biden's reelection.
Exactly. They could have had Thom Emmer, who would have just been middle of the road and just your ordinary Republican who's wrong about everything. Instead, they went with the Christian Taliban, and they're going to remind everybody why the Roe v. Wade gutting is going to make people really enthusiastic to show up for Election Day. I mean, it's such a stupid choice.
Yeah.
When it makes Matt Gaetz this happy, you know it's not long-term good strategy. And I say this to everyone, find me any time in the history of the world when extreme religious conservatives have ever been the good guys in anything.
Yeah. By the way, counterpoint from BJ on Twitter said, Johnson can't do much damage, really? Our government will shut down if they don't come to agreements on the budget. You know they're going to demand cuts to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Ukraine, etc. What then? So we do always have to be vigilant because this smells like shutdown.
They've got 21 days, right? They have 3 weeks from today. And this shiny new thing is going to really be in the hot seat because he's got a choice. Either he works with Democrats, because you've got to get it to pass the Senate, you've got to get the White House to sign off on it. So either Little Johnson works with the Democrats to keep the government open, and the right wing hates him, or he allows the government to shut down and he takes all the blame as the shiny new face.
Yep.
Those are the two options. So again, there's a very good chance Matt Gaetz will hate this man in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But Vladimir Putin wants our government to shut down, which means Donald Trump wants our government to shut down. So, Putin's calling the shots here for our Republican Party.
Yeah. Who, by the way, did I keep that tweet just about, there's all one story. Hang on, hold please. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesman confirms that Hamas delegation is indeed in Moscow.
Yep.
Okay. John.
They're all chaos agents. They're all Nazi chaos agents, all of them.
Yeah. The recount tweets Mike Johnson on his wife Kelly not being in attendance. Could you take your organ out for me?
Right away, Ms. Miller.
On his not being in attendance for his ascension to House Speaker, which is, as you know, God anointed him, as he mentioned yesterday.
Yes.
She said she spent the last couple of weeks on her knees in prayer to the Lord, and she's a little worn out.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be fun watching Mike Johnson on all fours for Wall Street for the next year and a half. But,
Rocky Mountain Mike said, here's hoping Lauren Boebert won't jerk the new Johnson around. Okay, everybody just get it all out of your system.
Yeah. Out of your system. Do it now. Do it now.
John, we just had Fred Gutenberg on, as we do in our, national pageant we do every time there's more gun violence. And I gotta say, on cue, what's this guy's name? Robert Card followed. And by the way, the only reason I'm saying his name, he's still on the loose. If anybody knows him or, obviously we have listeners in Maine and all over the place. He followed only a few accounts on X. They included a MAGA page called Proud Patriots, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan. He obviously retweeted a lot of Don Jr.'s. Card liked a post by former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy that read, President Biden has already caused record inflation. Now his reckless refusal to negotiate could lead to a first-ever default. I'm prepared to clear my calendar, Mr. President. What are you afraid of? He also liked a video by Tucker Carlson. The caption on the post read, the trans movement of Christianity and therefore its natural enemy. People who believe they're God can't stand to be reminded that they're not. Yep. He also liked a post by Dinesh D'Souza who said,
"What a shock! Whoa,
and assault weapons. Well, cars kill more people than guns do, but we don't. But we blame the drivers. We don't ban large or fast cars. We understand that cars like guns don't act by themselves.
Cars aren't designed to kill lots of people really fast. That's not their purpose."
He also liked a comment made by Elon Musk to a post by Joe Biden in which he said, the banks are melting. Card liked another reply by Musk that read, I used to think Bannon was smart and evil. Now I realize I was wrong about the first part. Obviously he was described as a gun nut. I think he liked a tweet by Don Jr. saying, I blame them, teaching woke bull to our kids.
Look, I hate to be binary, but there's two sides you can be on with a man like Mr. Card. You can either say he deserves access to universal mental health care right away, or he deserves access to machines designed to kill lots of humans right away. You got to choose one. Yeah. And we're seeing where people are. So again, the Republican Party is fighting today and taking money today. Susan Collins will take more money this week to fight so that men like Card have easy access to mass kill machines. Yeah. And I'm sorry, man, if you are going to take blood money from the NRA, these politicians don't get to say thoughts and prayers because they do not pray and they do not think.
Yeah, no, exactly. And this is, Mike Johnson on cue. Sending all my prayers, and it's, again.
You know what? God gave us democracy. Jesus didn't have that in the Holy Land. We do. God has given us the tools to prevent this from happening. So it's really, really simple. Either you want this guy to get mental health care or you want him to have an armory. And if you don't think the Crips and the Bloods should have access to tactical nukes or white phosphorus, then you already accept some limitations on our Second Amendment rights. I want to see Mr. Card's well-regulated militia card.
Yeah. But, as we keep, we're talking to Fred about it as well, John, this whole good guy with a gun thing. His family described him as previously kind and loving. He won a humanitarian award in the Army, I believe. You know, as we keep saying, they're always a good guy with a gun until they're not anymore. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll support letting men, because by the way, I have no problem with women owning AR-15s. I think we've demonstrated that women are the only gender we can trust with these things. But I have no problem with men owning AR-15s once you invent the pill that stops men from snapping. But until then, it's not safe. It's all white guys in their 20s.
Yeah.
I don't know how old this guy is.
This guy's 40. But yeah, I'm just like, I immediately, you hate to say it, John, like stereotyping, but I was like, 40-year-old angry white guy gun nut. Let me guess. And sure enough, there it is. His, and I think he deleted. I think Musk. Who knows if Musk tried to scrub his Twitter? But it's all MAGA stuff. It's all
the NRA is fundraising off this right now. The NRA is sending out emails saying that Biden's going to come take your guns, just like they said Barack Obama was going to take your guns, just like they said Bill Clinton's going to take your guns. And every time there is a killing, they make a killing. Yeah. They are profiting off this because the NRA doesn't give a damn about gun rights. They don't care about the Second Amendment. They are nothing but the lobbying wing of the gun manufacturers.